Ooh, it's gonna be a thing soon. It's gonna be a create stream. It's gonna exist. It's gonna be weird that I'm doing a create stream, but it's the future. Oh, there we go. It does exist. My friends, the create stream definitely does exist, so. Hold on, give me 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Okay, we're ready. Okay, that should be everything I need to do. It's time to actually get some stuff done. In a way I can focus. Computer nuclear meltdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm not gonna lie, it definitely is about to explode. It's taking off like a jet engine. It's a beautiful thing. It's quite beautiful, actually. What the HP nuclear tech is this? This is not 120.1. This is strange. Now, I'd like to let you all know in advance. I suck at this version of Minecraft, okay? So if I start doing stupid stuff, then let me know. Where is the... This is coal. They changed how coal veins work. Interesting. That's my weapon of choice. X. Do I go raid the village, or do I harvest the... What is this? Some complete baloney in there. I made the right choice. I made the right call. You don't need to go get shears when you can just chop 3 sheep in half. I got a feeling I don't want to know what's in there, so we're not going to bother going in there for a while. In fact, I really don't like structures all that much. It's not a huge thing I like. Is structures. Do not like to use them super early on. But these are some weird structures. And these guys are going to probably be pretty useless, by the way, because they kind of suck. Not going to lie. 116, they were easy to understand. I'm not sure if they've changed. Probably gotten worse, honestly, because they were pretty overpowered back then, so. Here we go. All the stuff you need to do some good things. That's not going to be mineable for a while. Pretty sure I heard a tank shooting outside. It's pretty crazy. It's like miles away, but you can still hear it. That's awesome. That's awesome. Just a slight thud like a firework, but very distant and faint. Okay, we have a skeleton down there. Skeleton problem. Dealt with. Eliminated. Melted. Got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Obscure reference nobody will understand. Special thanks to modern industrialization for bringing Greg Tech to the modern era. JK, JK. It's actually just a lie. It's not actually Greg. It's a reskin. It's Greg, but it's like reskinned Greg. They reskinned it. For 121. Yeah. I know what this needs. Alright, there we go. Get that done. Now each of these pieces of lignite I'm mining right now is an ore that we can use to produce energy inside of the furnace. So when we need to go and get energy in a furnace, this is how we're going to do it. It's via that. So option 10 is used in the production of bronze for modern industrialization machinery in the mod. Oh, I have to really get out of this place. Who would have thought I really struggle at modded Minecraft? It's fine, we'll fix it. really want to be in a position where I'm able to control both the mine itself, so like everything inside of the mine, and then be able to have a good sustainable amount of resources without having the village nearby. But this is like the perfect mine right here because it's so controllable and you really don't have to worry too much about enemies as long as you light everything up. Problem is that there's enemies in there, and also it's just we're just kind of struggling at it right now. So plus, I do not like having the village nearby. It's just kind of a sad thing. I don't like that. It's annoying. Alright, we need more of everything. I don't like to see the village. It makes the view awful. That sounds like something from like Fallout 3 where the guy's in the tower and they live in that wealthy tower, right? And they're looking at what is it? I forgot what the town's called. Megaton. They're looking at Megaton and they're going, "It's a blemish on our view. Our property values are lowered." And then they just blow it up for the sake of it. Exactly what's gonna happen if I build a base next to a village. So for their sake, I will probably not stay for very long. Lead is blue, apparently. I like it. It's also called lead. You know, that's really un-Greg. That's lead and tin ore. Like, the desire is there to get it to be Greggy, but they choose not to. Crap. This is like the worst spot for this. I hate gravel. It's my worst fear. Biggest annoyance in Minecraft. Gravel. Just complicates mining so much. But that adds a nice layer to the process of me going through. It's not just I can just run through and don't have to worry about gravel. Now I have to start considering how gravel is going to impact my life. What impacts is going to have on my mining. It's a really three-dimensional aspect of gravel on the playability of the game. Improves it, honestly. Because without gravel, you don't really have that threat of just I'm mining, and all of a sudden just gravel falls down. Cave in. It'd be interesting if they added that. Like, actual cave physics. Made the caves a little more realistic, too. Because, to be honest, you're not going to see a giant cave. You're not gonna, it's not common. Usually, caves are under the ground. They don't even have an entrance to them. Super Symmetry, they have the caves pretty good on that. Here we go. Some more of what I'm after. Some more. Ooh. A hole. This is also another dynamic part of the game. You don't consider these things unless you think about them, and then you go, wow, that really adds a lot to the aspect of exploring, that you got the ability for this to happen. But we're not ready for this section, so we're just going to continue on this lignite for now. Torches. So what I want to do is actually start streaming more different stuff on the channel. I have time to stream right now. It's 4 a.m. in the morning. I just got up, went downstairs, purchased one monster from the vending machine, came back upstairs, and am now streaming this, which I have time until 5:30 to do. This will allow me to effectively like use up all of the time to stream, which is the ultimate goal, best way of doing it, because then I can actually focus on what I'm trying to do and actually have motivation to continue to do it, because I like to do this as a stream opposed to let's do individual episodes of Create Mod, because I can't do that. I can't individually do episodes. It's like if I have a friend and I'm talking to my friend, I can do that. What is this? What? Get out of here. That's like a stupid bet. You'll notice that a lot's improved about the game as well since 1.7.10. I do like a lot of the new stuff, but it's also really, the game always loses performance every single time we add stuff to it. Every time it gets newer and newer, they add more stuff and it sucks a little bit more performance-wise. And 121 is actually pretty heavy on performance, I would say. Anything past 112 is going to start eating your performance. 112 itself was eating performance back in the day. And even with like different mod loaders and stuff, the only one I've tried is NeoForge for 121. But Forge also struggled, so performance-wise, you have that to consider with these newer mod packs. Now, does that mean everybody's gonna enjoy a 1.7.10 mod pack? No, not everybody can get into 1.7.10 mods. Okay, see, some people can only get into this Create Mod. They can only do that. Like I can only get into Greg Tech, right? Or only could for a while. And I came into this just because I was like, let's go ahead and expand my horizons. My nuclear horizons, right? Expand those. So now we're going to be targeting Create enjoyers. Next is Mechanism. Well, I could add Mechanism into this, but not going to. For obvious reasons. It's just too dumb. No, cannot mine that. Alright, we're ready to extract all of our resources. We're gonna head out with all the stuff I have, just because I want to go ahead and start setting up an area for industrial machinery. Away from the village. So, and any other structures we might see. I do not want any structures nearby. Now, what is this? Looks like amethyst of some kind, but I know it's just a create stone. It's a good thing we have a lot of caves in the area. That'll be good for when I need to go and be like, oh yeah, let's go and do this. Let's go do this. I want a bit of flat area as well. I don't want any water nearby. So this is kind of like limiting, but that is pretty good. And that's even better. But building underground is super painful to do. I would not recommend that. It has its like superb limitations. We could work with this. We could work with it. We also have an island right in the middle. I would like the island. You know what we could do? We could have a small base here, and then we could build a bigger base on the island eventually. That's a good idea. And we can have a gantry that goes between them. That's the way to go. That's how a create player would think of things. Now, Shift F3G. F3G so I can see the Gregicness right here. Do some Greg. Gregification. Alright, start cooking up some iron in the furnace, zinc in the furnace, all of it in the furnace. So, that's an issue, because you have this giant hill here. I'll have to excavate and flatten the whole hill. But we can do that. It's not going to be super challenging. It's only 2 chunks of hill to remove. Not terrible. Not ideal, but still better than it could be. This is an interesting thing that there is just a vein of this all the way up here. Give me some fish, bro. Alright, we need music. Music time now. Skip. I don't know. Let's go with that one. Should probably be better. I could stage the setup of these streams so like I have one setup for like when I go get back from lunch and I can just shoot that one. Boom. One stream produced at lunch. That's 11:30 to 1300. So then I would have it's basically an hour of streaming, but that's not bad. Because I can only stream to 5:30 a.m. So 05:30. In theory. In practice, it could go for till 5:40 a.m. Then I can always do the one in the evening after I get off, where that one's able to run from as soon as I get off to whenever I feel like it. Ugh. Our goal should be to get some kind of rotational energy set up, since I can do that soon, but we don't need to worry about that all the way right now. We need to focus on getting more resources and acquiring more. More and more resources is what I need, so. We need more wood, actually. Why am I not bringing wood with me? Hello. Where's my, wood? 6. There we go, 30 pieces of wood. Drop all this random stuff I don't really need in there. Actually... do one of these. We're just gonna get these chicken printed. Print the chicken. This is the way to go, by the way, is to harvest as much meat as you can. Then, after you've harvested all the meat, just start eating rotten flesh, because you're out of meat because you killed all the animals. It's the way to go. Boom. Perfect. Let's go. Let's do this. We should have enough to do a quick mining trip. Well, any size mining trip. Brief infiltration into the earth. Hello, I see this guy here. Nice. That was almost very problematic. Almost ran into him. Would have died. Would have been melted. Oh, there's another cannon. It's closer. You all won't hear them in the actual video, so that's cool, but you can just hear them outside. It's pretty awesome. We're gonna need more iron as well, so we need to find some of that. 'Cause I'm going to break this pickaxe before we find iron, probably. Or we can just begin producing the machines to make nuggets from cobblestone, but that'll be a difficult thing to do right now, especially with no iron. You need iron for that, so kind of have to get some more iron. You can run it through millstones, or you could do the crusher process, by the way, just to let you all know. You don't have to do the crusher necessarily if you're too early on in the game to get a crusher. You can always do the alternative, which is just to use a millstone. Oh my goodness, this is a lot bigger than I remember it being. The hole's right there. I was considering the underground base, but you can't expand really easy underground. You're gonna need to start chewing up the earth. It's a thing I learned in super symmetry. Should not build underground, but yeah, I chose to do it in the actual video series I was working on for this, for some reason. But that's because they made it seem, oh yeah, the ground is cool, guys. You can build, well, we added caves to the game that are huge. Huge caves, guys. That's all you need. Guys, all you need is huge caves, trust me. All I need is iron ore. I don't need huge caves right now, bro. Oof. That's good to find, though. Good to find lava, so I can use that and produce more machinery. One of my 16 alarms is going off. Let's go ahead and find out where all of the stuff is. Ah, here's all the enemies. It's a good find. This is a very steep cave to try to enter from. And I'm certain there's another cave that you can access this by, but there's also a trials and trails thing. Tales and Trails update, guys. Getting out's gonna be an absolute nightmare. Because this pit's deep. Very deep. Yeah, guys, if we want to get out of this pit, we're gonna have to build a giant tower ladder. Ladder of towers. That's, might actually happen. Or we're gonna die. We're gonna die. That's what's gonna happen. It's the more likely way we get out of the cave. Death. See, I like how they like to promote caves, right? We have new caves, guys. We have new caves. But to get into the caves, you have to actually pay with blood. Raw uranium. Amazing. I definitely need that right now. For modern industrialization, which is not happening yet. Haha. Take that, bro. Stop shooting me! Dream speedrun technique. Boom. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Yeah, the house always wins, guys. House always wins. I'm gonna put a lot more time into extracting resources at the start of the game. So later on, when we actually get to the part where I'm building machines, I can just go, oh, I already have all of this. We can make XYZ thing. Boom. The other thing I'm gonna focus on is getting to the Nether, because that's where all of the fun's going to start. In addition to that, we probably should harvest tough, because it is a very useful material in create mod, because then you have the ability to produce pretty much all of the ores in nugget form. But I'm not gonna bother with that right away. I'm gonna be more focused on getting just my ores from the ground, since I can do that. Alright, let's keep heading in. We definitely should grab nickel for stainless steel or whatever the heck this is used in, so. Even if it doesn't make tools, it still probably has a use. And that is a important thing to note, is that it could be useful for something. We're about to explode. Yeah, we're about to explode. Nope. Apparently not yet. He fell into there, that's why. Ooh, a zinc vein. Huge zinc. This is like an absolute tunnel of ore. It's an ore funnel. Yes, there we go. That's what I'm gonna need for tools. It's the start of the process, those. I feel like every update they're making the game more and more like Terraria. It's kind of an interesting thing. Who shot me? Who's shooting me? Okay, he is. Oh, cool. There's a guidebook for that. See ya. Hope you have a nice day, man. It was good having you. Getting shot at more and more. Holy crap. Okay, well, we're not getting into there. Clearly, they don't want us there, so we'll go find a different section to mine. We need iron, but I'm extracting only tin right now. Only tin. It's no good. No bueno. Want more tin. Or iron. Less tin. Is this titanium or something? Lithium. Jump in water. Oh, hey, this section is actually cleared out. Because they were too focused on killing me in the other section. I can actually hit this one. Clear it. We need to clear the section. There's a huge vein of iron right there, which is awesome. There's a guy about to explode behind me. Oh. Alright, let's get all the stuff we really need, and then let's head out to the top. It's gonna be redstone, gold, and then the rest of that iron I saw. As much as I can grab. And then we're ready to extract because we have all the zinc, which is easy to get, copper, and then we have gold and redstone and iron, which are the big things to get. We don't really need copper in a large quantity. You will need it for brass, but That's a later thing. Also, we can make bronze for bronze machines in modern industrialization. So that would be tin and the other material. Those are a little more accessible than the brass is. But brass, you cannot make brass in modern industrialization because you're not allowed to. It's not a thing you can do. Okay, let's get this iron. Theoretically, the chunk of iron right here, this should give me like huge blocks of it. Remember, every single piece of tuff I mine is another piece that I'm going to throw into my next big piece of the puzzle. Because I can use all that for other materials and things. Like I can produce all of the materials from these. Gold, zinc, copper, and iron. So, useful. Collect every piece you can, because it will become something I can use. I'm pretty sure you can tell where the iron's at, because this vein is a huge one of those super chunk veins, or whatever the heck they're called. Deposits of iron. Look at this. Because it's in the tuff itself. You have to understand how that generates, because it's super useful to harvest for iron. Boom. Another piece right here. There's a lot. There's a lot. I am out of material space. So let's get out of here while we can, or attempt to get out. I said this would be a lot harder to get out of this cave, but it turns out it's pretty easy. It is kind of a slight process, but to be expected with something like this. Just leave me alone. Ah. Haha, LMAO. He's gonna start burning. He's Bernie Sanders. Nice. Got some nice materials to build with now. Got some nice stuff to use. Alright, let's get started with crate wise. The first step. Andesite alloy. It's made with nuggets of zinc. It's gonna be in every single part of this mod. Every facet. Every machine we build needs this. Then we have pretty much gotten the next step. Shafts, cogs, and gears, okay? But the biggest part, once you have shafts, is you can do this to make your water wheel, and then this to make the turbo water wheel. That's how you make power. Now, how can I make power? Can I place this sideways? How can I place it? You have to place it like this, or however you want. So then, to actually supply power to my base, depending on where the wall's at, shift F3G. Yeah, the wall's on the outer edge, but to supply power to my base, I'll need to set up this. Then, from there, I have to build out a couple of them. And if you want it to look nice, have fun with that, because this is, it's not gonna look super great, but it is what it is. Okay, nobody said it has to look great, it just has to be effective. So obviously there is ways to make it look good, but I am not going to show you how to do that. It's not my thing. It's somebody else's. But we're gonna make a bunch of them. Three should do the trick for now. We can always make more. That should be good. That's a huge turbine. Huge amount of power. Then if I set up the water supply on this, which should just be as simple as 2 blocks on the second highest layer, right here. We need a bucket now. This should allow me the maximum amount of power, is to do it this way. Then it's bucket time. Fill in what you can with materials that are easy to mine and stuff, so like dirt, it's a good one. And then we just go underneath. Is it cave? Underwater cave. It's interesting. Très intéressant. Till I get to here. This will be the pretty much final layer of the setup. Could save so much time by pretty much just making a shovel. Wouldn't even have to be a good one. It could be a stone one and I'd have so much extra time now. But this will do the trick. Just need this set up. this kind of shape to produce my power. Free energy, pretty much. How much iron do I have? 30 pieces of iron is good. I need a bucket, dude. Need a bucket. Water right there. Nice. Go up top. Boom. We have power going into the base now. Going into nothing. It's just power for the sake of it. But once we have the water flowing the way it needs to, which is not like this at all, everything will be producing a lot more power, which gives you a lot more stress units to play with. That's why we have so many of them. To have more stress. Stress on demand. Now it's time to begin building up a gear shaft. Gear setup. So, with this, we're going to place a shaft here, allowing it to enter this block. Then I'm going to need to grab a wooden piece, an oak log, to begin producing the gears, gear boxes and such. It's where everything begins at. It's those. It's a decent part of the process is those, because if we want to succeed at this, we need to have them. So we do that, slap them with andesite alloy, and we have these. That is the andesite age complete, essentially. Now you can do that to create a block that holds the gear shaft. And then we can do a gearbox. Or, if we want to go with the alternative, I can just start building the gear ratio for every single setup right now. Or increasing the rotational output by a slight degree, pretty much. Small to a big gear will slow it down, but a large to a small gear should speed up the process. Then you just have to add another large gear, and things will start rotating a little faster. Then, this also is raising everything up slightly. Another small gear on top of this. Boom. Give me a very fast gear. Well, slightly faster. That will allow me to make my central setup for everything. Since I like to do things Gregically, we're going to do it in the most Gregic way possible, okay? We need to make a gear shaft. Gearbox. This is going to be the core of my base, pretty much, is this gearbox. Because now, all I have to do is I can go, okay, what machines do I want? What machines do I want? And then just run it off the gearbox. Be like, oh yeah, we want this machine here, want that machine there. Boom. Things are going to get a little more interesting now, because I can just go in and hit at create mod. And I can be like, what machines do I actually need right now? First, mechanical press, obviously, which is 9 iron, and then everything else is simple. So make that right away. This is the first machine you should make, because this will allow you to make every single other machine. Second thing you need is another gearbox if you want to run that nice and compact. Now obviously I'm going to need some more andesite alloy to build all of that. And this is why I probably suck at the game, because I'm using it all. But it wouldn't be a game unless I'm using it. So, boom, 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 boom. Great thing is, with these, you can turn them vertical however you need them. Allows you to produce energy. This allows me to connect other setups to this as well. So then I have my super condensed machine. Ideally, I'll have this lower down. So here I need to do a gearbox to a vertical gear shaft, and then another vertical gear shaft. It's gonna be unfortunate. It's really unfortunate that I have to do it that way. Dude, what the heck? This is actually, whoever invented this is annoying. Okay. Do this. This. Vertical. That gives you this still. So that will allow me to keep things nice and neat. Can rotate it to this section here. There we go. It might make more sense if I had another gearbox that does the other rotation, so it's like a line, but we're not gonna need that yet. Yeah, we don't know what we need yet, so not gonna set that up until I know exactly what I need. The other thing I need is going to be another one of these. So hit that, hit it with this. Depot, Home Depot, home improvement store. It's a little bit faster than the previous series. Not super fast though. A fan. Boom. Like this. That will need another vertical gearbox. If I want to do things looking nice and beautiful, make it pretty. Boom, boom. So much gearbox. When have I become a gearbox enjoyer? Oh, I like Gearbox. It's a great company. Gearbox Studios. 5:30. Ah. And it's sucking. That's not a problem though. I can deal with that. Yeah, it'd be sucking from either side. Well, that's fine. But we'll solve that in the next episode. Obviously, I think what that's going to require is a couple more depots. This way I can do multiple processes on that at once. That's what I want to do real quick. Just do a couple depots. That's the way you want to do things, right? Is depots. Multiple. That's where the lava needs to go. That allows me to do 3 processes all at once, and then from there, that's what we're doing next stream, guys. Is we're gonna set up lava so I can actually cook every single ore we have all at once. But I have to go now, so I'll see you all next time. Who knows if I'll do this later or what I'm gonna do later. I'm gonna do super symmetry later, probably in the evening. So I'll see you all then.